Cheerleading is the fastest growing sport in Australia, but it still carries a stigma of pom-poms and high kicks. The sheer dedication and skill that goes into making a high-level routine is far beyond an amateur sport. In 2016, SCC Legacy made history by being the first Australian team to ever make top 3 in the World Cheerleading Championships.
That was probably one of my best moments in life. People say fairy tale kind of feelings and things like that.
Not many people have got second in the world at something.
It's the best feeling I've ever had.
You don't realise how much you sacrificed until you're actually there and it's over.
Those 24 people, they got it and they understood each other completely.
That's a feeling that will last an absolute lifetime for them.
This year, we're heading back to Florida. We might be the underdogs, but we're ready to put our heart and soul into the best routine. You'll see us fail and get back up again. You'll see sweat, some tears, and a hell of a lot of fight.
There are teams that are better than us, there are teams that are worse than us, and the teams that hit will do great.
Backing up silver is a pretty hard thing to do.
The stakes are so much higher and we have such an important job to do to prove to the world that it wasn't just a one-off.
You're really, making a statement.
My name is Josephine and I am 37 years old. I was doing promotions at the time. Someone ran up to me and said, "You would make a great flyer. Would you be interested in trying out for our cheerleading team?" I was like, well, I'd do the acrobatic stuff, but I wouldn't do the pom-poms. And she was like, well, there's no pom-poms here, so come and try out. If you'd asked me when I was 16, I probably wouldn't have told you I'd be here. But yeah, I never would have thought I would be cheerleading.
I've known Josie since 2011. Someone who is 37, 38 years of age. It's a big commitment to step into a sport like this. It's very abusive. Like the things these guys have to do, for her to be able to do that and take that abuse is tough. So her passion in the sport is huge for it.
You're not actually kicking your hips over your foot.
Hi, my name is Davey. I am the owner of Southern Cross Cheer and the coach of SCC Legacy. I've been involved in cheer since 2006. Like a lot of boys, I met a girl who was a cheerleader, wanted to impress her, so basically started to learn how to stunt and do things like that. And then like most boys, once you start cheer, you end up hooked. My first true team was called Saskatchewan All-Stars or something like that, which was basically like a lot of North American teams, just a grouping of people that created a team. And it trained in the back of a little dance hall on hard floors, things like that, and no one really knew what they were doing. Cheer was definitely small in Australia, but still not tiny. So it's one of those sports that you would never know how big it is until you're involved in it. And it's like that now still, and it's probably grown tenfold. What was amazing cheer for Australia now wouldn't stand up in our level 3. Like our level 3 kids learn those skills within the first few weeks of our training.
I'm Alex Fies-Armstrong and I'm 22 years old. A tumbler in cheerleading are those people you see who are running and doing flips across the floor. A lot of ex-gymnasts end up being tumblers and it's quite a specialty role in the team. If you can tumble, they're going to put you in a lot of tumbling roles, and that's kind of where I found myself. I do a lot of the tumbling on the routine. So I'm studying a Bachelor of Law and Arts at Monash University. I was always really interested in humanities during school, so the arts degree side of things was always certain for me.
Tell us about this bunny, mounted bunny.
Yeah, everyone is really creeped out by the mounted bunny. I always was into stag heads and deer heads, but then I saw a bunny head and I was like, this is a less offensive version of that, because it's not obviously a real bunny, so.
I remember being 19 and coming across a 28-year-old and being like, oh, you're so cool. And even though you're old, you're still cool. And then I remember getting to 28 and being like, I'm really young. And then now that I'm nearly 38, I still feel really young. When I do a pyramid, I can have the 2 people underneath me equal my age. That's pretty special. And they're basing me. People younger than me who are equally my age are basing me. Nathan is my husband, and we met about 7 years ago, and we've been married for 5 years. We met because he came and saw a show that I was doing, and he sat in the front row, and the rest is history. He is extremely supportive of my career. I've promised Nathan this would be my last competition. I guess life gets in the way, and I'll probably have to have babies at some stage, so I can't keep going forever. The idea of giving it up within 2 months breaks my heart. I got caught with my thumbs out today, and Eddie made us do a suicide run. I'm gonna tape my thumbs.
Josie is an extremely large personality, but she's probably the athlete that frustrates me the most in the history of cheerleading.
What is wrong with you? What did I say? Pyramid run. That's the second time. Don't be suicide for a minute. Seriously.
Can someone else do something wrong so he stops looking at me?
Kenny and Lisa own a business called Spring Tumbling. They travel the world choreographing routines and teaching skills. They'll spend a few weeks working with Legacy to put together a world-class routine.
So to have someone, and Kenny, the people don't know, he is probably one of the best technical coaches in the world, and he works with all of the gyms around the world. Everyone wants to work with him.
I have seen so much growth in the Australian cheer industry as far as, the athleticism, the drive, the tumbling, the flexibility, the choreography, the speed, the quickness.
One thing that I think has really set Australia up for success is the fact that dance and cheer has grown side by side in this market. The style of Australian routines is much more on par with Americans than some of the other countries that we get to visit.
Honestly, you asked me that question 5 or 6 years ago from a technical aspect and a choreography aspect. There were a lot of differences.
5, 6, 7, 8. 1 up on 3. Moving 5, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This opening stunt is like a zero ego stunt. I fully expect at Worlds, when we get a little bit scared and nervous, that we might need hands-on, and this is not the time to be bravado. Do you understand? It has to hit. Listen, when you come to practice with a fancy new haircut, get out of his way. He's the most important person in that transition. Okay, what are you doing there? Just catching somebody? Okay, I need him to be able to get through. Jesus Christ.
We do less than 1%. If you think about,
Like
we don't have to be in practice when things go bad. We don't have to change the routines. We don't have to deal with people when they're sick. We don't have to deal with anything.
We get to teach it and then clap and yell
We get
and
to
hug.
come in, work the kids to death, teach them the routine, make them cry a little bit, make them high five, some hugs, and we leave.
Call 'em a
Eddie
few
does all the
names in
hard
the
stuff.
process.
The kids, yeah.
She's just got the most creative insults out of anyone you've ever met. You just hear things like, Jamaican lesbian sprinter, a retarded hippopotamus penguin hybrid, just little things to really make you feel bad about yourself.
When I first had Lisa 3 years ago, she said, if I went down to a local crack den and found 20 crackheads and asked them if they wanted to try something new, they'd be better than what you're doing right now. That's a quote. You can ask her.
Can you turn in so that this doesn't look like a fat clump of awfulness? If you, for the love of God, let Kenny go over 9 8 counts in your pyramid, I will straight up murder you.
Vertically challenged stays right there. Don't worry, I'm on your team.
But they genuinely are geniuses at doing choreography though, unbelievable.
5 days with Kenny, you learn more than you do with anyone else in months. I was about 19 or 20 years old out of high school. Everyone starts getting a little bit chubbier. It's inevitable. All our friends, everyone from high school starts getting a little bit bigger. And I kind of said to myself one night, at a certain time, if I ever topped 100 kilos, I'd start doing something about my fitness again. And one night after dinner, jumped on the scales, I was 101. I was like, crap. So I went and started doing Olympic weightlifting because I was good at it. It was fun. I got to lift big things and put them down again. I got into cheerleading. It literally is just weightlifting, but with girls instead of weights. And what's the downside to that? 3 weeks later, I was doing my first competition.
3 weeks.
Yeah, I joined 3 weeks before battle in 2014. Yeah, it was a fast track straight into level 4.2.
My name is Johnny. I am 24 years old. I'm an electrical engineer and I am a cheerleader. I got into cheerleading, it was offered at my high school. So I started when I was in year 10, 2008, and did it for 3 years there.
3, 5, 7, 8.
The nickname Slippery G was given to me because I get so damn sweaty in training. One of the girls on my team calls me Johnny Two Shirts because I always have to bring 2 shirts to training. I mean, I don't think the gym makes any worse because the gym is so hot and so humid, but yeah, Slippery G, that's what everyone calls me.
I need this in my life.
I love cheerleading and I love going there and I spend like a lot of my time there. But then if I meet someone on the street that asks me what I do, I'm like, yeah, I do this, that. But I suppose it wouldn't be the first thing I bring up. So I think that's what it is. It's more a part of my life than I even realize.
Are you happy today, Alex? How happy?
Very happy. I love cheerleading.
Oh, good. Classic gymnast thing to say.
1, 3, 4, 5, and 7. Gianni's claim to fame is pyramids. The kid can hold anything up. He's an amazing athlete for shoulder stands. Like, there is not many people that can hold things up the way he does, at least in this country. 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 1, 3, dip split, 5, 7, 8, 1, dip split. No, you split it 6, 7. As soon as the boys dips, bang. Yeah, 5. And 7.
A cheer pyramid is the best thing you can do with your life. It's basically where a girl stands on your shoulders and then another girl sits on her shoulders.
He got really upset this year because I didn't put him in the elite section of the pyramid as far as shoulder standing. He was most upset. You know, some of my best athletes that are the best at things, they need to do other roles because it just works better for the routine.
And I was pretty devastated about that, but that's okay because you've got to give other people a chance to be at the bottom of the pyramid, even though I'm already at the bottom of 3. So.
Johnny, are you the mic'd up one? I am also mic'd up. I'm going to beat the shit out of you today then.
Hi, my name is Corey Walker and I am 19 years old. I wasn't originally going to go to Worlds. I said no, I stopped. I was like, nah, I need a year off. I'm not doing it. I can't do it. And then one day Eddie just messaged me out of blue and he's like, I need you on the team. He's like, I need, and then I'm like, yeah, cool, I could come, no worries. So I haven't been on it as long as everyone else has.
Let's go, Corey.
Ah! All right, one more. Doing a run at 9 o'clock in the morning, it's pretty hard with your tumbling because you got to like just wake up pretty much and get to the gym, warming up. It's like cold, it's nice and fresh. Yeah.
It's looking pretty good.
I don't know what's going on.
You're not going.
Huh?
You're here and you're like, no.
One time I was trying to impress a girl and I over-rotated, landed on my back, knocked myself out from it. Other than that, that's probably my worst injury from a tumble pass. So I've been really lucky compared to a lot of other people. I'm still trying to use it as impressing other girls, but now that I've had that knockout, it's made me improve. So now instead of just yanking it like I've been doing, I need to use technique. So it's made me actually set more higher and actually wait a little bit and then pull. That was perfect. Yes, I swear a lot. It's very hard to stop swearing in front of a camera because I'm so used to doing it. My teammates do pick on me a lot for swearing. They try to help a lot, and I've calmed down a lot more than I used to be. I've been maturing up because of my teammates. Ooh, that's a bit crooked. Ooh. Eddie picks on me a lot. We have a close bond, Eddie and I. I see him as like a family. So yes, do have close bonds, so he can pick on me a lot more than others, and I do take a lot of crap off him.
And all of them were freaking out once they got a map past the screen line. When we got it gone so fast, like, wait, that's this. So come on, Corey. Josie believes and trusts everyone, which is really impressive because she broke her arm a few months after 2014 Worlds because of a badly spotted stunt.
We were just having a relaxed training because we weren't sort of back in the competition season yet. And I went up to set into my back tuck and he didn't flick my hips up.
All because of something that could have been saved, which was really tough on her bases as well at the time. Like, they were really beat up by it. And all of a sudden she had to A, repair an arm, and B, get back to a sport and get over her fear.
For the first couple of months, I thought I was never going to get back into cheerleading. I had a lot of nightmares about it, and mostly about my head hitting the ground, breaking my neck, and just blackout. It was about 8 months before I started training again. I remember the first time I did a rewind, and then I was like, oh, okay, that wasn't too bad. And then the adrenaline just went boom, and I just started shaking like this. And Eddie was like, do it again. And I was like, okay. That was a real thing for me, that I had to overcome that fear. Like I felt like if I didn't overcome that fear, it was gonna eat into other parts of my life. And I knew how rewarding it would be to push myself to that limit and get over it. And it has been. It's been massively, massively rewarding.
She would have been, early mid-30s, rehab back and then get back into a sport, into a team that is 400% better than it was when she was, with an expected harder skill set, to be able to identify and do that and still be yelled at constantly and put up with it. Like, just shows like the resolve and how much she loves what she does. So
I tried out for the team in January last year, and I spoke to Eddie about it, and he said, how do you feel? And I said, honestly, I don't know. I'm scared of the pressure, I'm scared of the anxiety. And then when I got the email from him saying, you didn't make the team, I was so heartbroken. I was really sad not to be on the floor, and I was really proud of the team. But yeah, it sucked. It sucked not to be a part of it. I knew, I'd been with the team for so long, and I felt like I deserved to be there.
Turn her whole body, Aaron. Grab. Yep, 5, 6, 7. Dip on 1. Stand up. Wow. Wow. All right, left side. All right, grab onto the feet. Stand up on both first, all the way locked out. Dip. Oh my God.
Nobody you.
Whoa.
Danny hit the deck. She's tough though.
Guys, anytime there's a shoulder stand up, I want somebody designated to stand on that thing, because I swear I've seen more injuries from shoulder stands that come down unexpected than anything else. Okay, take care of our people. Of course it wasn't on purpose. Of course it was an accident, but accidents kill people every day. We've got to take care of each other. Okay, every time somebody hits the floor, a bit of trust goes away. She's now gonna be a little bit more scared in that shoulder stand, which means she can't give 100% of herself to hitting. She's now self-preservation mode. Like, I've got to make sure I can stay in the air by myself. So please, it's the only thing we've had happen so far. Let's just not have anything else happen. Why don't you go get some water? Why don't you all go get some water and come back? 5, 6, 7, and dip 1. And throw. Okay, that's not bad. Feet need to be lower. Guys, let's put about 50% more on there. 6, 7, 8, go 1. Lock out 3, lift 4, 5. Momo, I want the legs open as wide as possible on the catch. Lisa?
Thank you. Yes.
5, 6, 7, 8, dip 1. Tuck it 3, 4, 5.
Oh my God, this could not have been better.
I never know if you actually like it or if you're just looking at me like that because I'm your husband. I really don't want to have to take the pitch out. I don't want to change it because that side's not progressing fast. I don't want to change it at all. And throw harder. 2, 3, 4, 5. Then get the foot. You're still waiting for it up here. I'm excited if this works because it's going to be a really pretty picture. Those just spotters were stressing me the hell out. Shh. We've already had one fall tonight, and that's because people are just not focused. Pay attention.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Stall longer. Stall longer. Yes! Whoa! We're too far apart, boys. Okay, other side, this is crisis time. Catch up quickly, please. Please, catch up. Like they're already past. This just needs to be savable. Stall. Oh my God, yes. Ready, 1, 2, 3, dip on 5, roll 7, 8, 1. That's okay. Hey, the straddle was beautiful, perfect.
Kenny and Lisa encounter a problem. There aren't enough people on the team to work with Kenny's current pyramid sequence. Lisa is called in to assist with the problem solving.
Those people can't move. New positions have to be created out of the people that can't move. We can't take a whole pyramid down so he starts with her. That's ridiculous.
Those people, I'm gonna make this very easy for you so you don't say anything. She has to be up, she has to be up, she has to be up. Good.
And only
She's
those
not
people
up.
can lift him. But
She is on his shoulders.
not lifting.
Okay.
He has to be the person that lifts him.
No. Boys are interchangeable, all of them. It doesn't matter what positions.
My point. So you just were for 2 minutes for no reason.
You weren't very clear, were you?
I don't think everyone else understood me.
Well, then fix it. Don't about it, just fix it. Wait,
For a quarter an hour or anything.
are you saying just leave them up and have...
Yeah, so she ends up catching the ankles, right?
Just leave them up? That's a better idea.
Yeah.
Leave those up. Have this come down. I mean, Momo's got to get out there, right? But if they come down, it says that we can do something with them for a real quick, like fall back, stand back up. Yeah, we can. Yes, Miss Bush.
Ready. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, and 5, 7, 8.
Dude, that's a fantastic. No, everybody, that is a great idea. Good, 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 good.
Okay, guys, come on over. Is that stunt coming together? You feel a little bit, it's manageable? Okay, so far so good.
Sorry for being a jerk.
Oh.
I still think you were a bully.
I'm always a bully.
Just a bully.
1, 2, 3.
SCC Legacy.
Kenny and Lisa have finalised the routine, ending their time down under. But for the athletes on Legacy, it is just the beginning.
So we're doing a stunt clinic to raise funds for accommodation and transport while we're in Orlando. But it's also a way to give back to the community and kind of share the skills we've learned on our journey. So I think like monetarily it's come out to like $5,000 per person. It's been personally challenging to kind of raise that amount of money in such a short period of time as well.
Once you add in all your training, your flights and everything, so yeah. I mean, we'll be doing some fundraising, hence the clinic and everything today, so which is good. Hopefully it'll pay for some of it, but there's still a lot out of pocket.
I'm so poor. I am so poor. It's expensive. Cheer is so expensive, but it's all worth it. At the end of the day, I'd be so happy that I spent all this money to go because I love it.
Is it exciting coming and stunting with Legacy?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's your favourite bit about it?
Mine's the flying. I like flying.
Pretty much I usually base, but I just wanted to go flying, so I just came out to give it a go. Yeah, so awesome.
I've stunted with a few different flyers, but not really that many Legacy flyers. So I thought it'd be a pretty good experience to come and throw a few different people around, get some valuable experience.
Made her come because she's my flyer.
Yeah, I was jealous that he went last time, and I was like, I need to practice more and learn more. Well, we've been focusing on like partner-based techniques, so just like little niggly things like I go forwards and like leaning over the top.
Really just the basics that we're sort of missing in our gym. The amount of knowledge they have is just ridiculous.
This group of people to me is like a family. I only plan on being here for a year. I came over in 2013 and basically just fell in love with the team and with Australia and Melbourne.
I know that when we get to Orlando and it is training every day, really hard full on, I'll feel the pressure, but right now it's so fun and you know it's hard work, but it's really enjoyable, so I'm just enjoying the routine at the moment. I hope I hit the cartwheel in the end pyramid, and once I've hit that, I'm like, okay, my routine is over, let's just finish it. But up until then, I'm like, squeeze everything until I get there.
I'm here every day in the gym, so up until Worlds, I have no life at all.
Matt is an athlete who competed with Legacy in 2016. However, his new job has restricted him from going on the trip.
I was stuck in this wonderful situation where I could afford it if I take the job, but not allowed to go. I'll not be able to afford it if I don't take the job, but be allowed to go. In 2016, when they went to Worlds, that experience and that couple of weeks that we went for was one of the most memorable experiences of my life. So there's not a lot of regret per se. It's more just how bad I want to be on the floor with everybody on the team.
Set it up, guys. Dancer's got to reprieve himself.
As a team, mentality-wise, we are starting to click. Like, the team is starting to generate that vibe and understand now. So there are teams that are better than us, there are teams that are worse than us, but it doesn't matter. The teams that hit will do great. You know, the teams that have absolutely amazingly hard routines can still win if they only have a couple of minor issues. You know, the way that we work is we need to hit, and then if we hit, our placement will be good because it's what we deserve.
Can I get this side of the pyramid spotting this for now, and can I get this whole side of the pyramid that's not involved in this to go over there? So can we get, Corey, you're part of this one. There's enough there spotting that. Can you guys just put her up in handstand?
1, 3,
5 up, 7. And then it's dip 5, isn't it?
Dip 7.
Dip 7, grab 5, dip 7. 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, get it, 1, fix it, fix it. Wow, you stand dead straight, stand 45, yeah? Okay. Just make sure you're shooting and looking up, but your body's here.
Yes! I think the answer is no.
Hey, take a second to sink and roll. Things going up, things coming down, the tumble passes hitting, the jumps tucks coming through clean, and people being within a count on their dance, that's a zero deduction routine. So that's when we go and score and we hit 0, it doesn't mean the routine hits. Like a routine to hit means that everyone's movement is together. So every motion goes a certain way and hits perfect at the start of the count. The dance is done synchronized well together. The tumbling is timed perfect. You know, the stunt dips, the ups, the pyramid loads, the snaps, the looks, all those tiny little things that happen in the routine, they're all on count. We didn't hit 0 last year.
What, on comp floor?
We didn't hit 0. We had a under-rotating full quarter turn out, so technically we didn't hit 0. All our skills went up, came down, counts were decent, routine looked amazing, but we had one tumbling pass that didn't quite get through. So technically, if we run off last year, we may not be till Worlds. Realistically, as a coach, the aim is to get it there sooner than later, but not at the expense of cutting skills.
3, 5, 7, 8, 1, 3.
We trained Saturday night after we did the morning session and the stunt clinic. So the kids had a 6-hour day, which was done for 2 reasons. 1, we had our new girl from WA trying out to see if she was able to do things. 2, I wanted to destroy the team.
We just came off a Saturday training, which was probably the most dramatic and heated training that I think I've almost ever experienced in my 2.5, almost 3 years on Legacy now.
We had to hit 3 reps as a team for the dual stunt, which took 24 reps. And as you can imagine, everyone was extremely exhausted, extremely frustrated.
So my whole goal for Saturday night was to break someone down. I ended up breaking a couple of people down, which worked out awesome. One of which was Corey.
We did 20 in a row and I pretty much hit every single one, and I dropped the 20th one and I was really angry, and I was like, this is the point that I'm starting to wear out. It's like, I'm actually wearing out now. I'm actually tired. It's going to start affecting me. So I did speak too loudly. So I flipped it and told my teammates, just please, and I did it in a different way than I'm explaining it now.
Corey went from being encouraging Corey and loud, and he had an outburst. I guess he dropped his stunt in that rep and then just cracked it and said a few words he shouldn't have said.
Everyone was just kind of stunned at what was going on. It was a big blow up.
One of the other boys went up to Corey, and Corey had actually made one of the flyers cry at the time. Went up to Corey and said, "Don't ever do that again to my flyer," or something like that.
So he came up to me privately and got in my face, and I pretty much just flipped it.
Corey, being a 20-year-old boy, full of enthusiasm and youthfulness, just cracked it, ran off screaming.
And to cut a long story short, there were plenty of tears, a few tantrums. Definitely
some of the biggest clashes I've seen on a cheer team.
I struggled with controlling my anger sometimes, and it sucks, but I do use some things to help it out and to work on it, which I am.
There's going to need to be some rebuilding of trust and of personalities and some sorries and stuff like that. But I guess it was a bit of a wake-up call.
So we do 13s, 2 13s and an 18. That last run was terrible. Like, you're lucky it's 11 o'clock and we have these girls, basically, because we'd be staying back for a while, because with that backup, I don't know where you go. Okay? I don't care about anything else but hitting this routine, because there is 24 people going to Worlds right now. Multiply that by what it costs us, which is roughly 5K. If you're not spending any money over there, okay, what are we talking about? $120,000. The best teams in the world work together to become amazing together. Okay, we're not talking about individual skill set. We're talking about team skill set here. You need to come together as a team and work so much harder than you are right now outside of training to be better. I want you guys to look amazing. I don't care where we come. We can come last, but I want a good routine on the floor. And right now, we're not getting enough. You guys are pushing. You're fitter than you were last year. You are trying to apply yourself more. I'm not going to deny that, but you're not pushing enough to be a world-class team. That's what needs to happen. That's what needs to change. You just need to suck it up and hate me a little bit because I make you do it. I'm cool with that.
He's really strict. If you don't do your stuff, then he will not like you. And I think coming from a gymnastics background, I'd always throw all my skills. It was never an option to not do it. So I think I've been okay. I think I've stayed on his good side by actually doing my skills every time. But it comes from a place of him wanting us to be the best we can. I know it's not he doesn't hate you personally, he just hates the way you're behaving. It's that kind of deal, so that's fair enough. It's going to be so worth it in the end.
There's 24 people, 14 boys and 10 girls, all with rather large personalities of their own type. Can be a lot to handle. A team like this, I tend to be more on the aggressive side than not. I tend to be more on the unforgiving side than not during practices, simply for the reason that if you sign up, you know what I'm like. Most people that are on the team, bar our Western Australian girl that we flew in, know exactly what I'm like. They've seen me for years, or they've seen me around teams for years. They know that I'm fairly cut and shut. So for the most part, I'm pretty straightforward. And if you can't deal with it, you just need to deal with it outside of practice and come back and make it work. On day one, when we come out fourth, I think we were third on difficulty. It was holy crap. What do I do now? The team's going to see this. I've got to show them the numbers because we always go over things. And they're going to be like, we should be in third place. And then I think Kenny went up and had a couple of words to a few of them as well and said, look guys, you've already done what you've done. Yesterday's run was enough. Today doesn't matter. Which is probably the nicest thing that anyone could say to a team like that, because that's a really tough place for a team from Australia that competes by themselves mostly, except for nationals. We have teams against us. To suddenly be in a division with, I think there was, it was 20s or 30s in the amount of teams to compete against last year, to suddenly be one of the top teams with the potential for medaling. It's a really tough place for a team to be in, especially when those teams you're medaling against are massive names. For him to come up and say, guys, you've already done it. It doesn't matter today. Just go and have fun. When they went on the floor, it was a different team, in the sense that they're a lot more calmer than normal. And as soon as they hit first stun, it's like, these kids have got it. Once they got to top two, it was just like, holy shit. What sort of thing? This doesn't make sense. We're not used to sitting, we haven't been in a situation where we could sit in between the biggest names, biggest gym names in the world sort of thing. When they called us second, it was just ridiculous. I don't know, people say fairy tale kind of feelings and things like that. It was pretty awesome, as far as feelings goes. It was just icing on top of the cake to be recognized like that. My biggest thing is just watching the athletes freak out, and just love it. Seeing them have their time, I feel like they probably celebrated more than anyone there. Because for them, second place was something that was not even probably a question on their minds.
It was my first time going to Worlds, and Like, I am a cheerleader, but I'm also not in a way. Like, I won't go and watch cheer routines or do stuff like that. I think that's what Worlds is. It's like cheerleading heaven for a few days. Like, I've never seen so many cheerleaders, like French cheerleaders, like Canadian cheerleaders, American people, like people I follow on Instagram and stuff like that. After we came out of the performance, everyone was like, how you going? How did you go? How did you go? Because that's what always happens after the routine. Everyone says, did you drop? Did you drop? And then everyone's looking around. I was like, I didn't drop. I didn't drop. I'm like, did anyone drop? So no one dropped. And then Eddie was like, okay guys, like get ready.
Third place was announced and went to Flyers All-Stars. And then I was shocked. I was like, whoa, like, so what are we? I was like only top 10 can be on this bit. Like, what's going on? Like, this is weird. I don't think we didn't top 3. It was like, when we were looking at each other, like, all going crazy, we were like, what? And then we just sat there and we were just like all shocked, and we actually stopped holding hands. We thought that was it. And then when they announced us as second, it was just like mind-boggling. It was so good. And I just went crazy. Like, I've never, like, it's always been my goal just to go to Worlds, and just becoming top 3 is awesome. And I exploded and went crazy, and I was the first person to grab that trophy. After I got the silver medal last year at Worlds, it was pretty amazing. Like, it was an amazing experience. It was so unexpected. So happy. It was just the best feeling I've ever had.
So the last couple of weeks have been really tough. We've had 3 injuries, I think. We've had one of our boys did his hamstring, one of our boys pinched a nerve in his back, one of our actual main tumbler. On top of that, we had an athlete that was on the team who didn't check their personal life correctly. So 3 major, potentially ruining routine injuries, which means complete overhaul. Like, losing 1 person, simple, we can fix that. Losing 5, brand new routine, big problems. Beck she come to me this week with a university conflict, and basically if she went to Worlds, she would fail a year. For her, it was the Monday before Worlds, so she had to come back. So she would fly, compete, fly back. Okay, so she said to me, is that a possibility? I said no. Well, it was either Worlds or their life got ruined for a year, basically, and reset, which was a really tough decision for her to make. You know, if you can't work with the tight schedules or the expectations that we have set upon the team, then you're not the right person for the team. Well, I'll go on with Val. So Val has some compression in his back and a pinched nerve, which limits him vastly as well.
I have 2 bulging discs in my back with partial tears, which isn't very fantastic. Also a pinched nerve. The specialists aren't very happy that I'm training and competing, but I do what I have to for the team. I think the only things keeping me going is because I enjoy it so much. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be coming back. Injuries are a part of life. You just got to fight through them. You know, pain is temporary.
My second thing is Beatrice is now on the team for Worlds.
She's awesome. She was on the team last year, and she just hasn't been with us for the journey so far, but I think she's going to slot in really easily. So she's going to be flying baskets, doing a little bit of tumbling, and she's also in some of the stunts, which is awesome. It's great to have someone so talented and someone who's done it before. We're just making a few changes to the routine because Beck's gone. We've kind of had to readjust a few things, but apparently it looks really good, and I think we'll all be fine. We've just got to get used to the changes. At age 15, I started competing at the senior international level, which is the highest level in Australia, and that's kind of the pool of gymnasts which they choose: Commonwealth Games, World Championships, World Cup, Olympic Games. And I was invited to some of the national training camps, which they trial for those competitions. So I made the Commonwealth Games shadow squad, which is the final 10 gymnasts, which they then cut it down to 6 or 7. So I'd been training really hard in the lead up to the Commonwealth Games trials, trying to put a new vault out, trying to upgrade my tumbling. And I'd had back pain for quite a while. It hurt any time I arched, and it ended up getting to the point where it hurt so badly I couldn't sleep at night. The only time I could breathe properly is if I lie down. That I found out that I had 4 stress fractures in my lower back. Obviously, that wasn't the most ideal news, but at least it kind of validated that I wasn't just making up these crazy back pains, that there was actually something wrong. The doctors, I think, said it would take about 4 months of complete no impact. From then on, I actually stopped gymnastics before the Commonwealth Games actually came around.
You
can step back and then step that step forwards if you need to be closer to your pyramid. If you want to stunt here when they're doing their jumps, I'm cool with stunt being here, but don't, what do they tuck on? Whatever they tuck on, land. Okay, they're good, step. Start here. One, hit, 3, hit, 5, 7. Oh my god, let's go again. Start of the jump. Start of the jump. That's going to be 6.
My routine got like 10 times harder. I have 2 more tumbling passes, so I think I had 5 in the routine, now I've got 7. So I got a new standing tumbling pass, which is pretty hard, and I've got a new running tumbling pass. It just means I need to work on my fitness. Like obviously I'm on the team as a tumbler and a basket flyer, so that's my role. I've just got to kind of suck it up and do it, but it's going to make my routine harder, but hopefully it will be for the best and the routine will look better.
I feel really good. I like it. I really like the routine. I think second stunt is my favourite stunt that I've ever done, and I love doing it and I love nailing it.
I've seen how hard we can work in the past 2 months, and I know like 3 weeks or 2.5 weeks isn't very long, but when you've got a team so dedicated and so like hungry to do well at Worlds, especially coming off last year's success, I think it's going to be easy to pull it together. There are a few people who have a really, really hard routine, and I really feel for them. So as long as you can, we just got to get everyone through the routine. Like we've got to really encourage each other, speak to each other on the mat. And I know we can all get through this.
What it does mean though, guys, is B has a really good skill set, so some of you guys may or may not be up in some things. Hate to say it, but I'm going to use the talent if I can, okay? And it does mean, so like second stunt, there is going to be like fight for stunts.
So I just got taken out of second stunt today because my flexibility is not good enough. Beatrice, who's replacing Rebecca, has got amazing flex. It's the best flexibility I've ever seen, I can't lie. But I'm pretty brokenhearted about it because we were doing really, really well at that stunt, or in that stunt, and it was one of my favourite stunts that I've ever done. Yeah.
5, 7, go. 1, 3, 5, 7, 8. 1 and 3, 5, 7, 1. Can you do the same thing? This is the second bit of fun for you. I want you 2 to 1 to fall.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to give you a count. I'm going to fix that in a second because the time is up.
So Alex is brand new to the team. So she come from Monash University team last year. Before that, she was a highly, very accomplished gymnast. She's kind of an interesting personality. She came in and I thought she'd be a bit of a mouse, just by the way she held herself, but she has that gymnast, all gymnasts kind of walk in with the same kind of look. When they first start cheer, she's embraced the team amazingly. We've told her to do things that probably are wrong in every single thought in her head, but she always does what she's told. She always pushes hard to make it happen. She works hard on her skill set. She's an amazing supporter of the team, and her personality, she's always up. Doesn't matter how much we pick on her, which is exactly what we want.
Brent is a professional podiatrist and often called upon to treat athletes.
A lot of the time in the sport, especially at this level, we're all getting injured because we're pushing ourselves to the absolute limit. And so a lot of the time people have niggles, and I find I'm fairly good at helping people get things better.
One of our girls broke her hand. We're able to rebuild her routine as best as possible. So that'll be something we go as we go along. The tough bit there is she was our point pyramid girl, our point stunt girl for the most part. So the potential for having to move the routine more is something we may need to look at. Can we for a second just stand in those spots? And ready, 7, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, and 5, go, 7, and 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, 1, 3, 5. Do clap 1 down 3, just where you are.
The front.
And we'll just see where it's at. Yeah, you face front though. I need you to face front. And make sure you take a step forwards as you do it.
So I don't get pummeled by Corey / Wen Young.
7, 8, 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, 1 and 3 and 5. Go 7. Training today was pretty good for the most part. We've just come through a rebuild of the routine, so that's kind of tricky. We have a new athlete on the floor, and trying to place in an injured athlete as well makes it a little tough, but considering this is our second full out that we ran today, with the dual training, the team's pulling themselves together decently. Moving towards showcase, that last couple trainings before we leave, and then the week after that first competition. So once we get into Orlando, that's when I'm really looking at, all right, I need to make the routine hit. This is where it has to happen. But at the same time, we're still so far away. 1, 2, 3.
SCC Legacy.
Clean. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. 1, 3, 5, 7, 8. 1, 3, 5, 7, 8. 1.
Do you want to go in between us or behind? Pick one right now.
I go behind because I gotta wait for Joel. Every time I go in between, I'm running to Joel.
Alright, cool.
I want to go in between, but I can't.
And we'll just stick to that forever.
This is Worlds, where our choreography is absolutely everything. Skill sets assumed. So as soon as you modify something, you ruin the design. And I won't pick it up until the routine starts getting clean, which is probably a month from now. Which means you now have a bad habit that you're going to get destroyed at for the last part of this run. If you have a problem, you need to talk to me. Yeah, there's too many of you doing that. This is not your routine to destroy and cut, choose as you want. It's been designed to do something. Don't change it.
Such an inspirational coach.
It's like pulling a screw from your car engine when you don't know what you're doing. Dan is a no, don't use that. So we have quite some interesting personalities on the team this year, which is really interesting because when you look at our team individually, there are very few people that are similar. It's almost night and day with people's characteristics and personalities and whatnot. Dan's an interesting personality. He came to us as a weightlifter, so he was training to qualify for the Commonwealth Games. He's quite a massive boy with an immense amount of power. The big problem we had with Dan is when we taught him how to stunt, which was on the first day, we're like, well, let's teach him how to toss hands to his shoulder level. So he grabbed the flyer and threw her straight to the top, caught her up here, and we're just like, oh my God. So like, bring her down. So he just let her go like he would a bar and walked away. We're just like, holy crap. So we caught the girl and we're like, you can't, you have to catch the girls. To this day, Dan has a problem catching girls.
7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Stand up. 1, 3.
That wet back.
You're up? So I was getting used to reading a basket. It pikes through. No, it's fine. It just pikes through later than most.
2,
3,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and goes.
All in all, his heart is huge. Like, he's one of the most supportive kids on the team. He is like a massive teddy bear.
Sorry, it's like super dark in here. This is where the magic happens, or doesn't happen, as is traditional.
This is the silver.
That's the silver, yeah. As you can see, it's got a really prestigious place amongst my
I know.
How did I feel coming second at Worlds? I cried. I remember we were sitting in like a floor, like the award ceremony. You've got all the teams on the floor, and you're sitting in your little teams, your groups, quite close. And we're counting up from 10th. I remember we got to 3rd, and just there's that little break where they're getting their award, where I just realised you've come second. And I remember just looking. I was actually sitting really right near our coach, and I looked at him, and I think his face mirrored mine. It was just like none of us expected this kind of thing. It was kind of overwhelming in a sense, because it was really good. We'd had this mentality going that we weren't going there to do well, as in to get a place, like come 3rd, 2nd or 1st. We were going there to do as best as we could. To come 2nd, I mean, no one had ever done that before. You're really, making a statement. And I don't know why, for me, so particularly, that was quite overwhelming. It was just kind of a reward for effort. I said I wrote this down, but you don't realise how much you've sacrificed until you're actually there and it's over. And then to be, acknowledged for your effort is really cool.
SCC Lady Rain, the club's all-girl level 5 team, will be joining Legacy on their journey to Worlds. This is the first time the all-girl team has been to the championships.
It's just a couple of hours of work, my skills, warming up, and we're about to do we'll watch Lady Rain go first, and then we'll do our first full out for the day. Probably a 1 of 5 or something. Three, 5, 7, 1, 3, 5, 7.
5, 6, 7, 8, 1.
Eddie tests the team, pushing them to absolute exhaustion. If the team can perform at their lowest, he knows they can do it on the day.
Worlds training, the volume isn't necessarily greater, but the intensity is higher. So you just feel more tired. Like you wake up the next morning and you can feel it. Especially last night, I got little sleep, so. 7, 1, 3, 5, 7, 1, 3. Head, back of head on face.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it?
Well, it was like. Did she over-rotate too much?
Yeah, I think she pulled real hard into it.
The whole idea right now is conditioning mental toughness. Like everything in a practice right now is basically getting you tougher. So I'll pick what I think you don't want to do and we'll do it. Simply because I want you to be in places you don't want to be, because when you go to Worlds, there's going to be situations you don't want to be there and you don't want to do what you have to do, but you have to be able to do your job no matter what. Okay? You have to want to do it, but you have to do it. You're committed to your team to do a set of tasks. They can't all be tasks that you love.
So my brother William is almost exactly 2 years younger than me. He's born on the 28th of January. I'm the 29th. Will has Down syndrome. This little boy has been the one constant there through. I know my parents are divorced, so throughout it all, he's been like the one guy who's been by me the whole time. You're gonna come do cheerleading with me later in the world?
Yes.
Yeah. What do you like most about cheerleading?
I don't know.
He says he doesn't know, it's the girls. Unlike me, he pretty much really wants to come for the girls. I think he came and saw my first competition. He just kind of walked through the foyer in this swath of, pretty little things and was just like, this is awesome. I've took it in the cheerleading. We had a stunt clinic a couple of weeks ago, and I brought him along because ever since he first came and watched one of our competitions, he said that he wants to get into it. And I've never really had the proper chance, but I'm like, we're putting on a stunt clinic, I'll bring him in and we'll actually get him involved in it. So we did some basic stunts, like some preps, and then we put him up into a platform. And the plan is when we come back from Worlds, I'm gonna do like a little Bailey Brothers group stunt, I think, and actually get him out and compete at States or something, which I think he'll absolutely love.
For those of you that haven't been on a Worlds trip before, I can tell you now, the first time you ever go is the hardest trip, the most rewarding trip you'll ever do. Like for us, that was our most rewarding trip back in 2014. For these girls, the same thing. Until you get there and do it, you're working super hard, you're bleeding and sweating and doing all kinds of things while the coach is screaming you constantly. We're heading back to Worlds with one expectation, which is for them to hit their routine. They promise that they're going to do that tonight, so bringing you onto the floor in open large, co-ed level 6, SCC Legacy. we have everyone? Hands up if you're not here. If you're not here, hands up. Have a run. Lights, please. I told you. That's actually not too bad, a little time, but we get that picture still. Here. Caitlin and Danny, you both change your angles a little bit that time. You normally shoot out wide, all right?
Yes, Alex, good pick up.
So, on a score sheet, guys, that's like 8 issues, deductible. Yeah? What really me off though for this run is not the deductions. It's this bit. Does this make anyone else off? Like not just Ash, because that looked like a bobble that went out, but everyone's releasing on different counts. Like that's shameful. That sequence should never be a problem in the sense of timing. Okay, it's the exact same line pulls we did at Nationals, the exact same line pulls we did at Worlds last year, and you guys can't do it properly and you look like crap doing it. When routines don't go to plan, I take it as a personal attack. So when something's not done properly, a motion is slightly off kilter, or a person's out of clean, or a stunt bobbles when it shouldn't have, or a dismount didn't go the way it was, I take it as the athlete going, screw you, I'm not going to do what you want. It's not the case. I know everyone's working hard to do their job, but when that happens, like my blood boils. Completely honest with you, sometimes I lose my shit.
Him yelling at us does scare us, so it pushes us to hit it because we want to just impress him. Mainly what we want to do is to hit, to make him happy because it helps him with his team.
If we have a great competition run, then it's all worth it. It doesn't matter how bad or how mean I was or how hard the team had to work. If we get the hit, it's well worth it. If we train with love and puppies and we don't hit on the comp floor, then all we have is love and puppies, which is great, but it feels so much better to have love and puppies after you hit a routine. Well, now it's time to like suck it up and do it for everyone in this room here. Because realistically, if you don't give your everything right now, all you're doing is letting us all down. And that's like the worst thing. If you sign up for something, you see it through to the end. That's why I got upset by people leaving. It's like if you sign up, yeah, it sucks, but guess what? You didn't plan your life properly. You made a commitment, live through the end. But when we get to Orlando, you're gonna feel like crap, you're gonna be jet lagged. I expect you to train. And then I'm probably gonna make you train at night. And then I'm probably going to make you train after the competition. And then the day off's probably going to turn into a training day. Like the trip has an itinerary, but it ends up being what it needs to be. Okay, let's go home.
I did a good jump touch.
Stand up.
1, 3, 4, 5.
Come on, guys.
8, 1.
I'll actually yell out.
5, 7,
I'll yell out on
8,
like the
1,
5 or something.
3, 5, 7,
Not this one.
1, 3.
This
5,
one.
6, 7, go 1, 3.
Packing's done. I'm trying to clock in as light as I've ever travelled to the States before in my life. If I weigh anything over 12 kilos, I'll be really disappointed with myself. I think last year I came in about 17. I'm trying to teach some of the flyers on our team, particularly Ashley, that you can travel light. You don't need to bring about 50 kilos for a 42 kilogram girl. It literally makes 0 sense. 30 something hours in transit is not going to really phase everybody. But everyone's got their own tricks, and we're ready. That's pretty much all I can say is everyone kind of really feels ready.
Yeah, same
It's like, bad.
That's okay. I'm sure
Kate, not Cat.
Great times, aren't we, Kate?
Yeah.
Caitlin was just reminiscing on the time last year where we competed in RMIT level 3-4 and I dropped her to the floor in competition. Onto her back.
And why did you drop her to her back?
Because she was annoying me on that day. So.
Eddie told us to we need buddies because we need to learn what each other does, and we need to make some new buddies instead of the same old best mates.
But we kind of, at Nationals, we kind of hung out a bit, didn't we? Because we were in the same house.
Maybe.
I was like, nope, not today. Yeah. I just hate every single time.
Jono did facials last night. I hope we're all ready for training because I actually pissed Eddie off a lot this morning at the house.
Why? What did you do?
I first asked him if we could wear green shorts and then badgered him to let me wear green shorts.
Wait. Start from the start. He was trying to do work for his business.
He wasn't working. He made a post which was 2 lines. And he claimed that was what he was working on all day. The post says like, be at the car at 11 o'clock. We will wait for Josie or something like that.
Yeah, then your partner on that trip. Further up. It's alright, like, it doesn't matter that much.
I was talking to Eddie about that before. I was like, is there going to be a long training, a short training, a hard one, an easy one? And he goes, it's all up to you. It depends how the first full out goes. If it goes well, it'll be nice and easy. If it goes bad, it's just up to us, I guess.
Eddie, great. Eddie, I love how English looks, Eddie. Eddie, it's pre-training hat for now.
He loves us.
Yeah. Look how much he loves his hat.
He loves it. Yeah. I'll keep this safe for later, right?
I have a feeling that because we're starting late, one of the other bands had to go and change their van, so we're starting a good 40 minutes later than we should have, so we're going to have 2 hours instead of 3 hours, and I have a feeling that Eddie is going to scream and yell and push us as hard as possible to try and get everything in within that 2 hours. So fun times ahead, possibly.
My idea from now works like this. If you give me a good full out, we just do some cleaning and some qualifying and we're done. That's how practice works from now. I don't want to kill you unless you can't do your job. And the only reason we can't do our job right now is the head in the game thing. Okay, so the stuff that I talked about on the Lady Rain practice, it's pretty straightforward. When you walk in that door, you take a deep breath and you dump all of your home stuff behind. When you're here, you ignore all the stuff that happens and you encourage people. Even if it's like your flyer or your base calling you and telling you you suck or whatever, you're like, sorry, I'll try and be harder. I'll try and be better. Then when you walk out there, you just release that energy because it's just nervous stress. Yeah? Then you take back on your outside influences, got a problem with the boyfriend, mom's yelling at you, spent much money at the shop, you got to pay back the credit card, whatever it is, that starts again there, okay? We stop, we start, we do the jobs, then we'll look good, we'll go really, really well, and we'll have a great trip. Is that cool? Okay, so Josie's line will then come onto this line, Corey's line will go onto Josie's line, right? So we're just circling out, cool? First line is walking lunge, twist at the bottom. Not an A. No, it's an O. No. Jesus. That was pretty cool, hey? Like in every sequence there was 4 or 5 technique issues that made the stunts not look absolutely polished, but everything went through on like a deduction-free section, okay? Like I said to them, cheerleading is not just about energy exerted, okay? It's performance, it's execution of those motions, it's making sure every part of that routine is tight from start to finish. You should be at the point where it's hard to walk afterwards. Yeah, no matter how easy your routine is, okay, you should be absolutely dead at the end because you put everything in. What I need you to do is go to that point where you're done. Like if you're done even at Worlds and you can't get up, someone here can actually pick you up and take you off the floor. Okay?
SCC Legacy!
The team warms up before the competition. Nerves begin to kick in.
We pretty much hit the most of the routine, and our coach was yelling for us until we got to our last pyramid, which fell, and Eddie's face just completely dropped. And we went from a zero deduction run to a run that Eddie was absolutely not happy about. We walked off and he was just stone-faced, and he was like, get on the floor and do 150 squats, which didn't make us feel great, but his conclusion was that everyone who was under the pyramid that fell were all experienced athletes, and they should have kept it up.
What do you think Eddie made of our routine?
He said it was really good until the pyramid. So, hidden compliment in there. It was good, but pyramid was terrible. So
he thought it was insert swear word bad.
150 squats, which is detrimental to my dance floor abilities out on the comp floor, because I gotta get low, and when my quads are sore, it's very hard.
He was pretty mad. Really? It wasn't a
That was fun. Yeah, because we were all walking like out off the floor, and we were all like, oh, like we have some things to improve, but like that was pretty good, and everyone's kind of pumped up. And then we walked into the room, and Eddie's just silent.
150
really,
squats.
Really, guys? Really? It's like you don't want to be good, and it's like, yeah, that's exactly what it is.
If anything had fallen other than the pyramid, he would have been fine.
Yeah.
When he was yelling at us, so I can't remember what we were doing, but he was like suddenly just said, "Get on the lines and do your suicide run!" Screamed at us, and then he turned around, and apparently the other team were watching us, and he looked at them, and it was like completely blank faces, and he just laughed because he like because they were so shocked at what he said.
I literally was like, just think of the booty, just think of the booty. Keep going.
No, the booty wasn't enough. Push me through that, mate.
I hope we get to do 150 squats again today. That'll be really fun.
That was so not loud. Told us to pretend you are interested in monkeys.
We made up, and now we're friends again.
Of course we made up.
I'm so happy for you. Well done.
After a rocky start, the team unwinds, but only for a moment. Worlds waits ahead.
I know, I followed them both as well.
I was like, no!
I just...
Hey G, where are we?
At ESPN. So we're going to go and warm her routine, and we can see the football field and where we warm up and the comp venue and the comp floor. Like, this is our getting everything out of the all the nerves out day. This is going to be one of those days, so it's going to be good. And also you can get a photo in front of the world, so that's what it's all for.
It doesn't matter if like the girl does something crazy, you've got to figure out how to make it work. That comes down to your team dynamic, like your group dynamic, you know? Like get together, like everything that went wrong, like I said, the Sam's group, how often have you practiced it since you've been here on your own accord? The answer was none. And then apparently there was attempts to make it happen. What is wrong with you guys? Like, do not be ashamed if you freak out a little bit. This is a big window, it's a big place, okay? There's a lot of cool people around, a lot of things going on. It's a big environment, like it's a tough place to be, and this is why Worlds is such an amazing place. If you can hit at Worlds, you are one of the best athletes in the world because it means that you're professional enough to keep it all together.
Kenny hasn't seen the team since choreography. This is the first time he's seen the routine in its final stages.
You know, Kenny said to us afterwards that, you know, it was late, so a lot of the people had already gone to bed, and we had a small crowd compared to what was there before, but they were really loud because they loved watching us.
It's a good run. I love these things. It taps into the most, like, vain aspect of me, where right before we go, I'm just like, yeah, the crowd's not too big, could be a bit bigger.
It actually wasn't as scary as I thought.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good. How sweaty are you right now, G?
Got an 11. It's hot.
It's a nice cool breeze going on.
Shut up, he's positive. That was an escape. Negativity is how we're going to get this world championship done. Negativity, pain, misery, suffering.
I am exhausted. I had a bit of a restless night last night. Slept from 10 till 3 a.m. pretty decently, and then I woke up at 3 a.m. stressing about my rewind and had a really restless sleep after that. And I've been sleepy all day, and then all the adrenaline from comp. I'm ready to crash into slumberland. So sleep time now, and finals day 2 tomorrow.
Where's the wax?
I'll be back.
Okay, goddamn it.
I told him his hair looked like after he'd made us late because he was blow drying it. I thought Fred would have been blow drying. Fred has hair.
I don't blow dry. Damages the bond.
I'm like, what is Caitlin doing? She's going to keep the sun out.
Want to drop everyone today? I'm willing to make that sacrifice.
Once warm-up is done and we're ready to compete, there's a point where I have to leave the team and go and wait out front for them to come through. Most competitions it's fine because you wait out the back and then you walk out just before they walk out. Worlds is a little bit of a different beast because you'll end up away from your team for a good 5 minutes from the time you have to leave them.
Everyone has their own rituals, I suppose. Like some people like don't want to be talked to. Like then you find those people that they don't want you to come up to them. But I'm like want to like talk and communicate, and you get into the spirit and like, oh yeah, I'm ready to do it.
I was so stressed. Eddie had said to me that night, I am most worried about your rewind. And I was like, where did that come from?
You could tell everyone like in the team was absolutely shitting themselves, so that was great. In the shoot though, obviously it's silent. Alex threw up, which is hilarious.
And we were waiting in the wings and I was like, nah, it's coming. Like, I just need to get it out. Like 10 seconds before I marched on to the arena. So I threw up in the bin.
My thoughts were, don't screw it up.
What they're going to do there at that competition is truly their own personality. You leave them in one mentality, and the next step you get to look at them is when they walk out onto that floor, and you look at the face change, and you're looking for that personality change to see what's happening, and it's kind of terrifying, I guess.
Okay, this is count time.
Australian All-Star Federation in the International Open Large Co-Ed Division. This is Southern Cross Cheerleading from Northcote, Australia.
It felt so shockingly horrible because this is what like you trained for, like it's all you've been doing for the last like 3 or 4 months. You've been like eating right, doing everything right, like making sure everything's all good just so you can come here and like to like have something like that happen. It's like, wow, you just screwed everything up.
The crowd wasn't super loud, they weren't really getting behind us, and all that thought to me was like, oh man, did people drop?
I just remember her coming down and then like looking out and being like, oh, like this was the day to do it, and then stand there while everyone else is doing the stunt and like look out and you're like, oh shit, like you're the only one here. Like not with the stunt on the air, you're the only one, you know what I mean? There's everyone else is doing it, yeah, so it sucks. That sucks.
It's kind of heartbreaking every time you see something go wrong. It's like it really hits the heart, but at the same time, you've got to lift yourself and pick yourself up just like they do to try and keep that team going, keep that energy going, trying to project that energy on the floor.
We didn't hit 0. I finished my dance and I thought we'd hit, and I looked at Eddie and Eddie wasn't scraping, so I knew something must have come down because otherwise he would have been absolutely losing it, just jumping up and down.
I didn't see the stunt come down in the routine until I went in the back, and watched the preview.
I remember feeling like the mood was really somber. People were really heartbroken that we had a couple of deductions.
You can't be mad at the people who drop things. I mean, it's done. You can't blame them or really be mad at them because they're mad. They're more mad at themselves than you could ever be.
There were plenty of tears about the stunt that fell. Danny was crying, Jamie was crying, Johnny wouldn't talk to anyone. It's the pressure of hitting at Worlds. You want everything to be perfect, and then when it's not, it's really disappointing.
And those things were just visual issues, not so much like small issues that were out of the way, but a stunt coming down as a kill of a formation. So it really sort of reflects upon our like execution and whatnot. So I thought that may have actually even possibly dropped us back a spot, but I'm not a judge.
I thought to myself, top 5 and I'll be ecstatic.
Our greatest chance to get top 3 was if we hit 0, and we haven't, so we might be placed 5th, we might be placed 6th, who knows. I guess it depends on how well the other teams go.
Third place champions will receive World Champion bronze, silver, and gold medallions. There we go, top 5 teams in the International Open Large Co-Ed 6 Division. Your 5th place team in the world. Flyers, All-Stars, Canada,
Fourth place in the world from level 6 National March
the California Hustle!
When they announced fourth and it wasn't our team and we knew that we got top 3, that was amazing. Like, you feel the rush of adrenaline and you're like start shaking and you're like, we've done it.
3 teams, if you could please join us. Oh my God. Legacy here. Let's go, Legacy!
Oh my God.
All right, it is time to announce our top 3 teams in the International Open Large Co-Ed Level 6 division. Your bronze champion, Southern Cross champion.
Feels pretty awesome. I'm 38, went through a broken arm a couple of years ago, a lot of fear with that, and I just put a bronze winning routine on the floor.
To be honest, I thought we were 4th. Top 3 is a dream come true.
It's like surreal. Yeah, it doesn't feel real. Like, I'm like, is this a dream?
I actually felt so much better because like we know that we are good at what we do. It's not like, it wasn't like last year it felt like a bit of a fluke, but this year I actually felt like we're actually a top attended team.
In my mind, this is a first place. Last year, a lot of people were like, right, I mean, this team bombed and you did a little bit better than this team. But this year, it's like, it was not a fluke.
I kind of said that I would retire from cheerleading after this World's routine. It's so sad to think about that because I enjoy it so much. I get so much from it. It's so rewarding. There's nothing else in my life that makes me feel the way that performing on the, well, just on the floor makes me feel. But you can't keep competing like this forever. And if I'm going to have babies, I guess I have to give it up at some stage. But yeah, here we are, celebrating bronze.
I have to say, it has been another amazing year for cheerleading in Australia, thanks to every single one of you and your amazing club, SCC.
I just feel like what you've done was you took a dream that came true last year, and now you made it a real reality, knowing that you did it 2 years in a row and beat all of the best athletes from all of the best gyms in America. And you did that with school, with relationships, with jobs all at the same time, and that's where I commend you because I know it's not easy.
It was so amazing to see that you took that result and it wasn't a pinnacle for you, but it was literally like the tip of the iceberg. It was just scratching the surface. And to watch you come back from that placement and to be motivated to be even better and to want to work harder and to want to become better stunters and to take your level of skill and to come back with a routine that was substantially harder and even more impressive just speaks so much to your character as not just athletes but as people.
Realistically for me, when I started coaching, the last thing I was thinking about was taking a team to Worlds. And it wasn't until I've seen the passion of people that really hadn't had a clue about a sport try and find out what it was, embody it, and then develop that skill is what really started the fire within me, I guess. The people that you are the people that lead and run the country and make things happen. They're the people that are going to go places. And I just want to say thank you for being part of my life for the time that you're here. So.
I'm going to get a little emotional. I wasn't expecting to, but I think that when you guys look at what you've done for this country and what you've done not just for international cheerleading, but for co-ed international cheerleading,
your story is going to go down as one of the greatest all-time stories in our sport. And I don't even think you realize the impact you've made, and there's going to be so many kids from Australia that will follow in your footsteps, and they're going to know it's possible because of each and every one of you.
1, 2, 3,
SCC Legacy!